very good day to you. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jadel Kabiru. We're here for a conversation about the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. Muranga Senator Joe Newton says they're intentionally humiliating Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and that was their mission in Nyanza. Prof, do you believe this statement that in Nyanza, if you listen to someone like Kimani Ichung'wah, you listen to the bad girl, Emilio Thiambo, it was as if they wanted to simply humiliate
Gladys Wanga.
Gladys Wanga. Could this be the case? They went to
Junaid
Nyanza
Mohammed.
to humiliate him?
Ali Hassan Joho. I think not necessarily to humiliate him, but to show him that the game has changed. That he may be in the pitch, on the pitch, but the ref and the team manager are not counting on him. He's just there for technical reasons. But they are playing 10 people. He's just there, just a number. That's what they are trying to show him.
And then now you listen to Muranga Senator, he comes and says, we have observed, we have noticed, and we know that was the case. Why would they antagonize Gachagua?
I also hope it's not the usual excitement that our people are known for. You know, and there's nothing wrong. We are made differently, but the people from that part of the world get easily excitable. When Uhuru started working with Raila, they almost cleaned the roads for Uhuru. And now they are doing it for Ruto. So we forgive them for being very easily excitable. That could be the reason. Yeah, but again, it could be calculated to sort of humiliate Gachagua.
What could be the intention, though, if you sit down and you decide to antagonize, humiliate Gachagua? What could be the intention if you have everything on your side?
You know, they are trying to build a narrative that they can do without Gachagua. And even before 2027, by a vote of no confidence. But if our Gachagua just saying, bring it on, because they can't succeed. That's a magical number. 2/3 in any parliament anywhere in the world. 2/3. That magical number, 2/3. Parliament anywhere gets it when the people are just unanimous about an issue. Any slight division in the House, you can't get 2/3. Statistically, it's very difficult to get. I was somewhere where people were ranking people, scoring, in tender things, technical awards, what have you. Then I saw somebody has scored somebody almost 100%. I told him, you're joking. Statistically, it's not possible. So, statistically, politically, mathematically, to get 2/3 to remove Gachagua, it's not a simple matter.
How would you describe that occasion if an impeachment motion is brought to Parliament? How would it affect the country? Because it seems like we are peaceful now.
It will divide the country. It will put Mount Kenya people on one side of this country. And then there will be people who will sympathize with Mount Kenya. Not because they love Mount Kenya, but because Mount Kenya is seen as a victim. So the victim card will help Mount Kenya. But there's also number 3, people like Kalonzo and his community who will go all out to support Gachagua in the hope and belief that Gachagua will support Kalonzo. So it is very difficult. You can't make it. It's not anything you can do. No.
Who would be the biggest beneficiary of the impeachment or the removal of Rigathi Gachagua? Because I'm trying to look at why.
The person who will benefit most.
I'm asking why would they want to impeach him?
But politics is a game of people who seem who seem always to leave their brains in the house when they go to the office. Somebody was asked, there was a joke sometimes in the UK. Somebody asked, went to class, university, and asked him, where can you get a dead brain? Where? A dead what? Brain. Brains which are dead. Frozen. Everybody up. Where? Kwa mortuary. Then the professor told them, okay, that's correct. Any other place? People crack their head. Where? Where else can you get? In the graves or where? Where? He told them, there's one more place. House of Commons. Yeah. Parliament is where you can get dead brains. So these things could be coming from people who are just, who actually basically have no brains.
For Gachagua, it's more about people haven't healed, that he was selected to become the running mate of Ruto.
Yes.
Isn't it high time people respect him? Or is he the person who is unable to bring people together as their leader?
How can Gachagua be said to be unable to bring people together when he has brought the whole mountain together? You think bringing the mountain together is a joke? If it's a joke, ask people like Jimmy, how long have they tried? My friend Jimmy. It's not easy. Even for Uhuru, for the mountain to support Uhuru fully, as we moved into 2013 or 2012, it was not easy.
I think for Jimmy is not playing this kind of politics. They are taking another route.
Yeah, they are taking another route.
Yes.
Wish them luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
But it's not easy.
It's not easy. So, even for Ruto to become the king of Rift Valley, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a walk in the park, as some people would say. It wasn't easy to bring people together, even at the level of just a community first, like Kalonzo has the canvas with him. It's not a small matter. So to say that Gachagua doesn't have the capacity to bring people together is to miss it by a large margin. First of all, you bring Mount Kenya together. Now, once you do that, in the geography of the game, you are going to have inevitable partners. Inevitable. You could be so annoyed with Ruto as Mount Kenya people and Gachagua, you choose to support Kalonzo Musyoka. That becomes a formidable thing. It's formidable. And then Raila and Ruto, in their rush to create the structure that will make them put their people to fit into government, they are quickly going to come up with the constitutional changes. And Gachagua will just be supporting Kalonzo Musyoka. Then you are Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, You think you are the one who will use it. But the Gachagua and Kalonzo who would use it. Because now, if Gachagua is a deputy running mate to Kalonzo Musyoka, now I'm doing my video for Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Natembea is taken to be the Prime Minister. The votes Ruto was depending on from Western Kenya, Western Province, the Lembe Nation, the Luya people, is cut into the middle already.
Yeah.
So he has one half, Kina Gachagua and Kalonzo have another half, by just giving him Natembea Prime Minister position. Natembea anamwambia hii kitu Mudavadi anatumia na isaidie Waluya. Wacha nichukue hii kitu. Mluya saidike. Oh, the guy is on the ground. He doesn't understand politics very well, but on the ground he's there. Then you go to another zone. Deputy Prime Minister. And there are things to go. Speaker of the National Assembly. Speaker said, hey, it would be the Gachagua, Kalonzo group that will benefit from that structure of government than the Raila Ruto group.
Gachagua hasn't made any pronouncement with regards to 2027.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He's watching.
Up to now.
He's watching.
His boss is actually campaigning. We saw him in Nyanza. Isn't it high time for Gachagua?
But they are campaigning for Gachagua. You ask him who is the biggest beneficiary of this impeachment. It's Gachagua. Because you try to impeach him and you fail, as surely you will fail. And the man will be larger than size. And he's just watching you. He's not talking. Tunaunga rais mkono, tulimchagua, tunamunga mkono. But he's watching. If you think Gachagua will wait for you to slaughter him in 2027, you must be a fool. He will move at the right time. Yeah, and leave these guys gasping for breath.
The problem, when there was an onslaught on Gachagua, was all about his demeanor towards some leaders in Mount Kenya. It seems like he was the boss. Do you think this will affect him in the near future? Because now he needs to, if he needs to bring people in his side, should he humble himself or should he continue with this Mau
Gachagua was handling with what you might call the pimp factor. What Gachagua was dealing with, he was an underrated politician. Even his demeanor. People made fun of even the way he eats and dresses. So he was an underdog. He was pale. So he had to come up. And in the process of coming up, he has to show that the paws are there. He has teeth. He has he can bite, he can scratch. And the first victim were the Mount Kenya leaders who had gone to bed with Ruto. He had to deal with them, and he has dealt with them effectively. That already shows, the man we thought, usione paka simba amenyeshea ukadhani ni, sasa he has shown yeye si paka, yeye ni simba. Na hata watu wakimkaribia hawakuji karibu sababu wanajua kuna makucha. That was necessary for him. If he didn't come out of that pimp factor, nobody would have given him much thought. He had to come out.
Now that you say and you believe that he's now in charge of Mount Kenya, really, what would be the appropriate time to also show the country that he's not just a Mount Kenya leader, but a national leader?
What is likely to happen? He will wait for blunders from Raila and Ruto. He will wait for a series of blunders. They make one blunder. He comes up half open, half direct. But then there will be a blunder which will make him come out openly. That inevitably will draw certain people to his side. Because it's Gachagua who will draw the line. He's the one with the knife to cut the votes into two. He will cut. And where his knife cuts, that's where the votes will go, either side. Yeah. So he will wait for issues. You have to wait for something. And usually this something will be a blunder on the part of Ruto and Raila. It could be during a referendum, because I'm sure there will be a referendum. That referendum could be the tipping point. And Gachagua would use in much the same way Ruto used the referendum to test his popularity and control of Rift Valley and beyond. In that referendum, Ruto knew he was not winning, but he managed to put the Rift Valley people together behind him. He went further into the arid area, the pastoralist, and he captured the Kinadwale. And that has served him well. So if a referendum comes up, or something near that, or some major blunder on the part of Ruto and Raila, Gachagua will use that.
We're talking as if Gachagua will vie for presidency.
He can vie, why not?
We're talking as if we're certain the marriage is on the rocks.
The only way the marriage may not be on the rocks, if Gachagua and the Ruto are playing as games. And that's a possibility. I've always said it could be a possibility. Just like Uhuru and the Ruto could have been playing Raila games. That was a possibility.
Yeah.
The results seem to suggest those who are thinking so are not very far from the truth.
Yeah.
So, unless they are playing games, the marriage is on the rocks. There's no marriage between them. And as to whether Gachagua can run, if Gachagua runs, she will be #1 in the election.
Should we go to your Saturday video right now, or we wait for your Saturday video?
No. He'll be #1 merely because of the populous Mount Kenya vote. The hurdle for him will be in the runoff. How will the mathematics favor him in the runoff? But to be #1, he'll be #1. Any candidate supported by Mount Kenya with their votes will be #1. Unless Raila was running. Raila is the only non-Mount Kenya candidate who can be #1 on the table. Although, going forward, I doubt that.
You said before that Ruto is now taking over Raila.
But in terms of garnering votes, #1 he cannot, if Mount Kenya is running.
Well, this is a conversation of a wait and see what will happen in the near future. Thanks for tuning in. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.